What's up, everybody? I'm your host, comedian Step Got Jokes, and as always, I got Creole Bay with me, always ready to give you
Hello.
that great commentary. All right. How you doing this week?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm staying above water.
That's all
Right.
anybody can do these days.
So, I mean, these type of days in particularly, especially being black, is they trying to outlaw it again.
We was built for this.
And I got a homie who said that's black people' biggest problem, man. Niggas too strong. They adjust too much.
Don't, but that's an oxymoron, I feel like, because the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change. No matter you black, white, whatever, change is going to come. In some type of way, some kind of form in your life changes. You're going to change voluntarily and involuntarily.
Well, I know a change gonna come.
You got to make
But
your own change sometimes.
speaking of change, Nooses is um a teacher in Florida um has been fired for, and thank God she's been fired. Our teacher uh,
Mm-hmm.
hanged her hanged a black baby doll on
With
a
a cable
TV in
wire,
class.
right?
Huh?
With a cable wire.
Cable wire. Yeah. It was some kind of wire. Not sure. But one of the students recorded it in it. And of course, it had happened in Florida. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the saddest part is she's older, so she's probably been teaching for 20, 30 years. So that's been going on, I'm sure, in other ways. And it took a child recording it for them to believe it.
Right. And I'm not even sure because I know as a kid, I experienced some racism.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can remember some stuff in hindsight,
Mm-hmm.
but, but it's like I didn't think to report it as a
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, right? I remember this just a little story time. I was in maybe the second grade, first or second grade. I think I was second grade, and my teacher was telling the story was telling us about history, and she said the South. She said, and the South won the war. She like psych. I'm just joking. The North won. I just said I wanted the South to win because I'm from the South. Now,
You didn't,
a first grader or second grader, not that's not gonna click to you.
because you don't even
But
know the importance of it. For real, for real.
right now that I'm an adult, I can look back at that moment like, oh, you thought I should have still been a slave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And this was the person in charge of educating me.
Well, that's microaggression, and that's what happens a lot in um the workplace, out just out and about, a lot of microaggression. And I think a lot of times you don't even know what it is. It just don't sound right until you or learn it as an adult or someone's explaining it to you, but it don't click because you don't know any better. And it's like the little sly remarks like that. It's fucked up, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah. They got an article on in Tampa. It says, I guess this was happening in Hillsborough County. Um,
Mm-hmm.
New video recorded by a student in Barrington High School in Lithia shows a now fired art teacher throwing a baby doll in a what appears to be a trash can after trying a cord after tying a cord around its neck and hanging it from the television. So you threw it in the trash at first, then I guess you, I don't know, I don't know you. I guess
I think the
that black
most
people,
what's crazy is, kids not supposed to have phones in school.
they're not
But
right.
if that kid would not have had that phone,
Or meta glasses, whatever, whichever one he got. I
it would
don't know.
have been their word against the teachers, and they would have took the teacher's word. Because stuff like that, when people report it, people don't never be believing it. they don't believe the kids. Like the kids gonna make it up.
Well, Yvette Lewis of the Hillsborough NAACP came out and said they shouldn't have to sit in the classroom and worry about if they're going to see images that are going to traumatize them for life. It's a fact. Well, you gotta do commend them for the firing, right? So a lot of times we don't see that.
I don't think they should be commended for doing what the fuck they should have did.
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, in a world where what's supposed to be done isn't done,
I don't think that we should commend. That still doesn't. I think that's still. I'm not going to make you feel good for doing what you don't get hero cookies for doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because if I'm at work and I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, and you write me up or whatever, it's going to be seen as you doing your job, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I don't feel like we should be giving them extra grace for doing for you didn't go above and beyond. That's just the bare minimum.
Well, this is why this is why I just disagree, and simply because if you're a good mom, right? You should be taking care of your child, buying her clothes, feeding her, whatever. But at the same time, I still believe you deserve a pat on the back for doing what you're supposed to do. I know it's supposed to be a thankless job, but somebody need to say
I hear you on that, but I think that's different than commending them for firing someone for being racist. And you're like,
I'm just saying you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but the school board barely doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing.
Because we see it again, like I'll probably make it fathers, right? Because it's like, because you see a lot of fathers who aren't around, right? So when you see a father that's doing what they're supposed to do, you be like, man, it's good to see you, being a good father, da da da. But it's what he's supposed to do. He'll take the adulation, but how many fathers have we seen be absentee or abusive, or you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I think that we downplay how active Black fathers are, because Black fathers, whether they're in-house or not, they're the most involved fathers. And people point out the bad things about the Black community more than other. Like they point out, oh, we got single moms, oh, deadbeat dads. But in reality, don't get me wrong, they got deadbeats on both sides. You feel me? But I know way more men that are active in their kids' lives than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I don't really fuck with niggas who don't take care of their kids.
And they got deadbeats out there that do. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we should give people acknowledgement for doing what they're supposed to do to a certain degree. Like I feel like being a good parent, yeah, but I'm not gonna reward you for pointing out a racist. When we got a whole country full of them, but I'm not gonna reward you for pointing them out. And I think we do that to a lot of people who point out people who are also racist. But if I point them out and I'm Black, it's likely you're not even gonna believe that I said that they're racist. So I'm not gonna give you an extra kudos because you point out a racist.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of content creators and they get a lot of glory on their page for pointing out racists. Like that's their whole thing. You had your head down, so you've been missing what I've been doing. But it's a lot of content creators, their whole thing is just to point out racists, and kudos to you, but like that's their whole platform. Right. They're doing it to get paid. They're doing it to benefit off of it. So are you doing it because you genuinely want to point these people out? Are you doing it for the back end of it?
Yeah, I've seen those kind of accounts. to be honest with you, what that's doing, them people don't lose their jobs. Them people don't be going through nothing, honestly. The
They
racism,
do though, because I don't know.
to
I
a
be in these
degree.
thread streets, and baby, they be dragging them. They be putting they big, like they call they jobs. They they make a post, baby, on them thread streets. They be getting down to the get down. You hear me?
Yeah, I listen. If they out here doing the Lord's work, then hey, let them. And if you doing the right thing and you getting paid off of it, I mean, kudos to you.
True. I mean, if you're doing the right thing, you get paid off of it. Definitely do your thing, because we do need allies. So I'm not saying it like it's not needed. We need allies. That's how we won the war. You know,
That's a fact.
but I'm not. I think the person who should get the most kudos is that kid who recorded it and exposed that person.
You had the wherewithal in the moment to actually do that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Some I'm looking at him like a victim though, right? Because like
He is.
you did that shit in front of him. Like,
Yeah.
But that's
He is. But he also exposed it, because without that video, they would have been like, "Oh, she did this," and she like, "No, I didn't. They're making it up," you know.
right. That Michael Jackson voice. They made it all up. They lied. Hey man, but yeah, and it. Oh man, this just one state up. We switching topics. Just one state up. More news is out of Atlanta. Fox 5 Atlanta reports this. Hold on, waiting for my screen to come up. Give me a second. Yeah, Lee, you could go faster. Yeah, all right, so it won't take its time. So basically, it was a teacher in Georgia who was arrested for having sexual relations with one of her students. Right? She was out on bond, and she got arrested again because I believe 3 more students came out.
Yeah.
It's a teacher in Douglasville, Georgia. Yeah. She has a new arrest warrant revealing disturbing allegations against a former Alexander High School teacher, already arrested for having sex with a student. Maris Nicholas, 25, is now facing additional charges after investigators identified 6 alleged victims. I'm sorry, it's 6 of them. 6.
Does it say if she's married or not?
No, I don't believe she's married.
I don't get it. Like, I don't get I think it's definitely, whether it's male or female, the shit's gross.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's even worse when you're a woman. Because all I can think about is, I don't want to have to teach nobody nothing. Like, you're not, like, I don't want a child. You got to tell him to do everything. I want to be able to lay back and enjoy myself. I don't want to have to do all of that. I don't want to. It's a difference with talking through and coaching somebody through. And I just don't get the fixation of being attracted to children.
I think there are some women who get off by being the practice pussy.
It's think about it. When these boys get, and I'll tell you this, I'll tell you what, it was I'm not telling no names, but I remember back in the day, my brother had a friend. Right.
Okay.
They were in high school. I think I graduated by then, but they used to mess with some little girls. And they used to always be to the little girl's house. They used to mess with some sisters. And they had a mama they lived with. And she was a fine, she was real curvy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she used to always let them come over there all the time. And like, these are like they were like in the 9th, 10th grade. And I'm as a mom, I'm just not finna have no boys coming to visit my daughter like that. And at one point she allowed one, not my brother, but his friend, to start spending the night over there. Right? Because he was right. Come to find out, she was messing with him when he was a child.
Mm.
And she was a woman who can get men.
And
I just don't get it. So I feel like it's a control thing. And I think that she had messed with some other dudes that used to like, because her daughters used to get a lot of attention from boys. So ain't no telling what other dudes that liked her, one of her daughters, that she was also messing with. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, it has to be a control thing, because a lot of times when they be doing it, they aren't people who can't find someone else. It's they like to have that control of them, needing them, having to tell them to do stuff at their beck and call.
Also, I think with this woman only being 25 years old, I think it's her trying to relive her high school years via these students.
Were
Like,
they high school kids or middle
yeah,
school kids?
These high school kids. 4 of the students are athletes, right?
Oh my God! Not that she letting the football team, the basketball team, because you know they talking about it. Go try it.
Coach Dick, teacher, Miss Nicholas gonna let you hit.
Miss Nicholas wouldn't get no attention in high school. Them boys wouldn't pay no mind back then. She went to college because at around 25, she probably just graduated college a few years ago. And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you could have got attention in college. So I don't know.
It's like a sick psyche. Like, you was a lame in college. Now you trying to live. You trying to
in high school and college.
Now
and you went back to high school.
Now you went from being at the bottom of the totem pole in your peer group to, oh, I'm the hot teacher because all the other teachers just old.
I don't even like when men in their 20s try to talk to me. Boy, get out my face. I can't do nothing with that going on.
Well, hey, I could tell a story, but I ain't gonna do it. I could
on.
tell a story, but I ain't gonna do it.
And to me, in the people dealing with dudes in their 20s, like even 30s, like they do certain things that you ain't finna pop up over here. You ain't like, well, I don't play certain games. You ain't, and they be with all the foolishness. I need somebody who got something to lose.
Because they really don't got nothing yet.
Yeah, I need somebody that got something to lose, who's going to think about their decisions before they make them.
And frontal lobe ain't fully developed, man. Just be on some.
You won't answer your phone, they at your door. Hey, baby, I ain't got time for this. Because I open my door and be like, you still can't come in here. I just don't get it.
I tell you, I've never had a good experience from a pop-up visit. I'll tell you that. Just not from a person I was sexually active with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've had friends pop up and you're like, hey, what you doing here? Yeah, I was in the neighborhood, kind of thing. That don't bother me. But
because that's your friend, you know they not looking. I think it's disrespectful to just pop up.
I agree.
It's disrespectful. Even if I got kids.
The world that we living in is disrespectful now. Because you can just call me.
Right. And if I didn't answer, somebody don't necessarily have to be over here for me not to answer my phone. Maybe I won't be bothered.
See, I do say, I do reflect on the time where one could just pop up and it was all love. Now it was, again, we didn't have the technology we have now, but
I think it was more innocent because you didn't have a cell phone, or even so, like it was more so
even in the 90s when cell phones started kind of getting kind of popular, still everybody didn't have one.
Everybody didn't have one, right?
But even still, it was like if you just pulled up over, it wasn't nothing something nefarious underlining going on at the time. But as times have changed and everybody has a cell phone now, it does seem a little malicious now when you just pop up and without a phone call or knowing that I'm gonna be home. It feels different now. So it's I actually see both sides of it, but yeah, don't pop up to my shit.
You know, the only person that do pop up at my house and I can't say nothing, I still talk shit, but I can't really say nothing, is my daddy. That's the whole person.
Yeah, your folks
That's
probably
different.
doing that for a long time. Yeah.
But I can't see dealing with somebody significantly younger. Like, she was fucking the football team and basketball team, because it's been a lot of that lately, though. Not just young teachers either, though. Like, it's been a lot of teachers getting caught up dealing with these students, and that's wild. And I wonder if it's because back in the day it was happening for sure, I think, and maybe people didn't talk about it as much. But I feel like teachers now, 40s don't look like 40s like it did when we was growing up.
For sure. That's for sure.
So
people dress their age.
Not just that, people don't look as like if you think about the Golden Girls, they were supposed to be in their 40s. Them hoes had a whole head full of silver hair.
Well, you know, we got the Beijing now, you know what I'm saying?
I got gray hair too every now and then, but I ain't full, you know what I'm saying? I got a little spot, but still, like, oh shit, everybody looks a little bit younger, I think, than what the generations before, as far as teacher wise. But I still don't get the fixation of messing with these kids.
I don't get the fixation from the adult standpoint. I do.
As a teenage boy, they gonna be like, to them, it's probably like, you know what I'm saying, they achieve something.
So you okay, off camera we had a conversation about a way to, you know, we was talking about how we tell women dress themselves a certain way so you don't get a certain kind of attention. We don't say that we don't say that enough about how teachers carry themselves. A lot of these teachers are, well, I ain't even gonna say that, because a lot of these teachers, they're the predators. They are
right. But I think it's looked at differently. It's so, even talking to men, especially now, a lot of men were preyed upon by older women, but they never looked at it as if they were preyed upon, because it's rewarded when you're a young man and you can conquer an older woman. It's praised upon when it's different than, like, if a girl messing with an older man, it's like, she doing it for money, you know what I'm saying, or what she can get up out of the situation. Most times that's how it's viewed. But just listening to men, a lot of men talk about their first sexual experience with women, especially when they were really young. It's with women that are older than them, and they were taken advantage of, but they don't view it as that, because it's praised upon when they got some coochie from an older woman, sadly.
I actually want to rewind back to something you said earlier, where you was like, it's probably been going on for a while, but now it's probably being more exposed now. And I just want to talk about the culture of sexualizing young men. Like, we all know how devious it is to, you know, to be to over sexualize young girls or sexualize them in general. But what often gets looked over is the young men in this equation, right? We don't talk about it, but because, like you said, it gets praised, and even back in the day, it probably wasn't being reported. Now, I think this one just got caught. I think she got caught by a parent. You get what I'm saying? I think that's the only reason why they even came forward about it. Where
a lot of times that's what's going on too. The parents are getting wind of it, because the boys aren't going to report. They get some coochie and they ain't got to do nothing for it. She probably giving them money. They ain't going to report it. So a lot of times it's the parents, but yeah.
And wow, hey, these topics kind of melted into each other. Speaking,
Think about it. Like when you hear, if I've heard people address little boys as, "Oh, that's my boyfriend." You froze up on me. Hello.
we back.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened. Then to kick me out.
Oh man, hold on. Turn this up.
But you. But I was
I'm
saying,
sorry.
like, you good. You see people. I remember being like hearing people talk to toddler boys. They be like, "Oh, that's my boyfriend," when they're babies. You know what
I
I'm
can't hear
saying?
you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Say
Can you hear
something
me?
now.
Can you hear me?
Nah, I still don't. I'm not hearing you. God dang. Oh, forgive us. You got to build the plane while it's flying.
Can you hear
Still
me?
can't hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Let me log out and log back in. Can you hear me?
Technology, boy, I tell you, man. We was having such a good show.
This is why AI is going to fail.
My phone. So basically, the phone overheated. So now
Can you hear me?
that's what happened with that. You back?
Can you hear me?
Good sound.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello.
Are you talking?
Yes.
Oh, it's me still. All right. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Dang, we was rolling too. My bad, y'all.
Such is life. Change.
Yeah.
We might well go on to the next topic, child.
Yeah. Well, talking about Adrian Bronner, man. Adrian Bronner has been on a series of drunken crash out nights on the stream with streamer. What's his name? Dean something. What's his
Yeah.
name? You familiar with
I
this?
I know what's going on, but I don't know the streamer dude name. I don't keep up with them like that. Um, how old is Adrian Bronner? He's in his 30s, right?
I believe he's my age. I believe he's like 36.
Because I was reading up on him, and because I'm like, how he go from being to be a boxer, you have to meet weight, like you got to be dedicated. You have to be like very strict, dedicated, devoted. How does nigga end up with a pot belly? So that was my first concern. Like, cause even Mike Tyson gained some weight, but then they never had no just a pot belly like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand when you start going to the gym, you'll gain some weight. But how does he's an alcoholic, so that's how he ended up with that pot belly. That's what I gathered at least.
Damn, that nigga my age and he a Leo like me. That nigga
Fuck.
4 days older than me.
um. So I see that he won a lot of he beat a lot of records and medals and all that, whatever boxers get. Like, but by the time he was 25. So he must have just got rich and been like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And he just don't give a fuck. And he's fucking himself up even worse now, it seems.
Um, it it looks like he's mismanaged his money.
A lot.
And yeah, a lot. It looks like he's also, since he stopped boxing, it looks like he's also um lost his reasoning to go to the gym. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Out
He could be depressed. I could see that.
it's a lot. Well, I don't know it's necessarily depression, but it's like
Don't care no more.
when I stopped playing basketball, it was like, why am I going to the gym? I only go to the gym to hoop.
So you didn't go as something to
I
do
didn't.
outside it.
Yeah, I wasn't hooping to maintain my shape or to stay in shape. It was just a byproduct of it. Like,
Mm.
basketball was the main goal, and if I ain't got basketball no more, what am I doing here?
Okay.
And I think that's the same thing too. I seen a clip of him with the guy, the Dean guy, and you see him. They was at the gym, and you can see like, oh no, nah, he's a clown, but he's actually
he could do it.
really
Like,
talented.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just now he don't. I don't think that's talked about enough. That transition from being a world class athlete to just being a civilian, right? A lot of people make being the athlete their personality, right?
Right. He has
And,
an asshole personality outside of the athlete is what's showing on the screen.
right. And you haven't had to learn to be a better person.
Because you were an athlete and people around you because you were an athlete.
Right. And you had a multi-millionaire most of your adulthood. Now
that's why he talked to those girls the way he talked to those girls, because he used to women being around because he got money, and they're around because they want. As a woman, I've realized women will tolerate a lot of things just to be around men with money. I am not one of those women because I will curse you the fuck back out. I don't have it in me.
I respect that.
I would rather go get my own than you handle me any kind of way simply because you got the money.
For sure.
Because it ain't in me. But it's a lot of women who tolerate men talking to them crazy because they have money, and the way he talking, I feel like, side note, streaming is finna ruin a lot of these niggas, because a lot of these niggas is just popular because they have money and they really lame, and streaming is exposing that because you're on camera all the time. You really just a lame dude with money, and it's exposing them more and more every day. That shit gonna get old. But I never put two and two together. It makes sense why a lot of women deal with the athletes in the way that they are and how they maneuver with them or whatever, because they used to women being around just because they got money so they can handle them any kind of way.
It's not a coincidence that when athletes retire, they have a high divorce rate, right? That's not
because they're assholes and their wives don't really. They're used to people moving around them and what they want when they want type of thing.
Like they're used to the women are used to you not being around. You know what I'm saying? They don't really got to put up with you for long periods of time because you on the road half the damn year. You training, you doing all the other stuff. Fine. Road trips, cool.
But y'all really just seeing each other in between games and holidays and shit.
Right.
A few months, you getting on my nerves, you going to training camp.
Right. I ain't got to deal with this too much longer. He gonna be gone.
Yeah.
But now he home full time. And he got enough money, he ain't got to work for the rest of his life.
And she thinking I not already put the years in. Cause did you see the chat with the Caucasian lady sister giving her advice on how to bag an athlete?
Yes, I seen that. Man. But you can't tell them, you can't tell these niggas nothing.
So by the time he retire, whatever, they can take her for what he got. They already put the years in and gotten kids in there so they can get that money up out of.
You done had your little 10-year, 12-year career.
And you supported her, so that's alimony.
And you got a little pension and everything. Yeah. And she finna take being married to you and leverage it to be on somebody's show. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I had the and then she gonna I survived my narcissistic husband.
My narcissistic.
Hey man, y'all niggas gonna learn, man.
That's a TikTok story for a couple of them.
Man, listen, these niggas gonna learn, bro.
But he and then I respect the young lady who, when she felt uncomfortable, she got the hell on. Because it's a lot of women, or you're not. Excuse me. I think this generation of girls are taught more so, if you feel uncomfortable, leave or call me as far as parent. Well, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of women aren't taught if you are uncomfortable in certain settings that it's okay to leave. But I respect her because she felt uncomfortable around all those men and she got the hell on. But what I don't like is when she called the dude who was there, they tried to downplay what happened about her feeling weird. After he slapped on the ass, he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean nothing by it." Yes, the fuck you did. You knew what you was doing.
I mean,
But
you were being perverted. You was just trying to feel on her. I mean,
right.
what
Whether her
what is
ass
the?
was out or not, what he did was wrong.
No, I would never say that. I was just saying like just keep it a bean.
No. I'm not
Why
saying you
else
were, but I know some people try to justify what women get groped upon based upon what she has on. But I can imagine how many times that's happened when he wasn't on stream. That's why I was like, stream gonna be.
Yeah,
that's a case right there.
Yeah, you want something. You want something for real. These niggas from the get themselves. We always talk about how this generation of niggas be telling on themselves.
Yeah, that's one thing I try to, and I pray my daughter don't fall into the internet thing. I be trying to tell her, I be like, bro, I don't play the internet games. I bullshit all day on the internet, but I don't play the internet games. I'm not arguing with friends online. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going live, yelling in the phone because I'm mad at a bitch. I'm not. This generation is heavy on the internet stuff, and that is I grew up watching First 48. That's the first thing they finna pull. Is the internet. Whatever you post online. They tell on themselves and they streaming all the time. Streamers gonna be the downfall of a lot of these motherfucking people. Look at Chud. You doing this shit for views and likes, and look where it's getting you. And they looking at it as a payday right now. Even look at the Nature Boy shit. His case is the shit that they're able to document all this stuff because of the stuff you put online.
Right?
Going live. I know I got a reckless ass mouth. Live is not the best place for me. You got to know your cons and your pros.
Man, we live now, but
that's different. Like I know I'm live. I'm not online. We got topics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way different. People be getting online. Right. They get online to. You don't need to know what I'm doing in my day to day. That's not your fucking business. But this streaming shit gonna be the worst for them. Give them about 5 more years. It's gonna be so many cases built up off this shit.
And it say he got a girlfriend.
He be telling us, and he be getting so drunk on live. He be like, I see him behind the stage at a comedy show, and Mike Ellis was like, "You need to put that down."
Yeah,
put your cup down.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
He be online. He be having fun. He be in the mode. He just be doing his thing. But if he gonna stream, he need to put the cup down so he's in more control of what he's doing, or he need to get the fuck off the live.
Cause I will be honest. There's some moments from that I've seen from the clips. It was funny, right?
They had their moments, yeah.
So it's like you can't do this without liquor.
And that's what he gonna have to put the stream down and put the cup down, because he can make money with the stream shit if that's what you want to do. But he's too old to be making these horrible decisions that he's making on live, because these are things that you should know better of. He's just been a man of means for so long, he doesn't have to give a fuck about those things.
And another thing, like you were saying about his body earlier, some people just ain't meant to be big. Big don't look good on everybody.
Cause he little with old pie belly. It looks so weird.
And his neck, it's like that shit goes straight to his neck and his belly. Like this nigga whole neck, that's a motherfucker. I be like, why is his neck so big? And the thing is, that nigga probably 215. That nigga looks horrible. He don't need no weight on him. He need to be whatever weight he'll boxing at. That's what he need to be at.
But with
around that.
if his body, okay, with him going from being an athlete, strict diet, not drinking, all of this other stuff, to eating what you want, drinking if he was just to cut out the liquor, he'll probably drop so much of that.
That belly is probably what it is, because this man
That's all liquor.
clearly has an alcohol issue.
Mm-hmm.
You are different under alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cut that out, like you said, the belly probably dropped.
Yeah. I think that he can make good content even if he was not underneath the influence, because him and the dude that he with seem to have a decent connection. But even on live, he was trying to backdoor the dude and hold money from him.
Yeah, I seen that too.
They got caught.
I seen people in the comments say it was a skit, like they was just playing.
It was not, because I follow Chaotic too, and Chaotic played the thing. He was on Kick with them, and they did some kind of deal. It was not a skit. They probably cleaned it up so they can still do business, because they probably had conversations off the camera. But it was not a skit.
And let's be clear. I don't play with nigga family. I don't play with nigga money, bro.
Right.
Bro, you might think I'm the big dog. Niggas will kill you.
And that's a bit. He think because he older, he probably he got more money. He may not even have more money than the other dude, but he look at it like he the big dog in the situation, not realizing the streamer dude really helping him.
But you may be the big dog in the situation, right? Let's say you big dog. Okay, cool. But if you want to see a man get out of body, become somebody else,
family, his money,
that you're not ready to deal with, play with his money and play with his family.
You're right. Especially black folk, we cut up about our money.
Like, I know we kind of avoided talking about it, but man, just that whole Julio Fulio situation where they talked about his murder.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm hearing the story, I'm like, man, it's a shame that these boys died for nothing. And then I'm hearing all the stuff that was done, and I don't know how true or it is. It's just like hearsay stuff I'm reading in the comments, because I didn't follow that beef like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, man, yeah, they pissed on his grave. They killed his homie, and then they pissed on his grave on his birthday. Like, got videos of them.
They was doing a whole bunch of disrespect.
And then I'm just like, listen, if it's a family member of mine and y'all killed him, and it'd be one thing to just like get over it, like trying to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you showing up to his grave.
It's the disrespect.
And you knocking over roses and the flowers in there, and then you peeing on the headstone. This is what I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what people are saying in the comments.
Yeah.
If that kind of thing, I can't say I kind of look at that differently now, because it's like, you don't know what makes somebody tick. You gotta think, these niggas drove 4 hours.
But them niggas wouldn't. I hear you on that, but them niggas' plan was trash.
No, because that's not who they are. Clearly.
Right.
But you drove 4. You know how mad you got to be for 4 hours? You drove all the way down there.
It made me think about that lady who was in a diaper who drove, and she didn't even make no stops.
Right.
You know how mad you got to be for the drive 4 hours. You're right. Well, they got a lifetime to think about it.
By the time I get to Orlando, I'm like, you know what?
This don't even. Nah.
That's
when you got. That's how you know you hanging around a whole bunch of crash out stuff.
That's for sure.
Because.
That's for sure.
I'm just gonna be like, so after we do this, then what? Then what?
But they tracked y'all all the way down. Every single step of the way, bro. They didn't lose track of y'all now.
The girl, it was so bad,
man.
And social media play a part in that too, because they were posting so much shit.
Man, say RIP to everybody that lost their life in this situation.
The girl only got 15 years, but that was the max that they can give her. So she might be able to get out and try again in life.
Yeah. And then you heard them talk. You heard what they were saying. Oh, no, that's good sweat equity. You know, we could. He's an able-bodied young man. They talking about bringing you back into slavery, dog.
One of them kids grew up middle class too.
That shit hurt my ears to hear, man.
You know what? As harsh as it is, that's what they need to hear, because like I know in Louisiana they changed the laws where like they, Angola big down there, and they're changing it where first strike you in there and you're not getting out early. Like they got rid of all of that shit. Like you can't all that times like good behaviors. They trying to get all of that shit up out of you. They want all the free labor that they can get up out of you. It's money.
It is.
They make more money off of you being in there than they do with you being on the street.
That's a fact. All right. What was the next topic we had? I'm gonna get to it. Your president with his slush fund for insurrectionists.
I pissed the racists off on Threads about making a post about that. I be pissing people off on social media. But yeah, so here's my thing. Black people don't deserve reparations to this country, but people who stormed the White House do when they committed a crime. And I don't know if you read, but like within the last 24 hours, the Department of Justice have gone on their website and scrubbed articles about January 6th. So they're trying to change history on their website like it didn't fucking happen. I'll never forget that day because it's two big things happened on that day. Them storming the Capitol, and my grandma passed on that day too. So I'll never forget that day. I was like, I know my granny rolling over her grady white people up in there. Cutting up. There would not be a fun.
You know how I remember that day? I did it's weird, right? So I did a podcast. I only did one episode of this podcast. I never did a second episode. One episode, it was called Cognac with Comedians, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is in 2020. I did the show. We talked about January 6th, and it was hilarious, right? In my opinion, right? Fast forward, I don't do another show. But fast forward, this nigga Shannon Sharp got my show. He got the exact same concept. Cognac with Comedians. Think about it. Yeah. You got that Shea by Portier with a comedian, and I'm like, damn.
But I think that it ain't no thing. It's a fact. If it was black and brown people storming that Capitol that day, number one, they'll still be in fucking jail.
Yeah.
There would not be a slush fund. And I just know if they giving out money, I'm applying. If they can go storm the Capitol, they cause me anxiety and they had me all worried and I'm fucked up behind it. And I deserve some money too.
Listen, man.
I feel like everybody should apply. Everybody should apply because everybody should have anxiety and be scared that a national building is going to be, ran through.
A lot of people dealing with the ICE.
Apply.
ICE. Apply, right.
Everybody should fucking apply. It gives you anxiety.
Right. You
seeing such travesty happen on the Capitol just caused me severe anxiety and I need a fucking check. That's how I feel. If they can get it, I can get it. And if they can find money for them for January 6th, they can find money for fucking reparations for black people.
Listen,
And if you don't think black people deserve reparations, fuck you too. And that's how I feel.
yeah, me too. Fuck.
Like I think because the racists with ham in the comments. I just let them run amok.
Listen,
But
reparation. That's another thing, bro. If y'all if you weren't literally impeding the process of black people pulling themselves up, right? It's over 100 It's over 100 stories of y'all burning down, eminent domaining, uh, 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 freaking flooding cities and towns where black people were thriving, right? If y'all weren't doing that, we probably wouldn't even need reparations.
you know why
But the
I feel
fact
like
that
we're
you have,
going through a lot of what we're going through today is despite all of the bullshit and things that they put in our way, we're still catching up. That's a problem. It's too many middle class black families. That's a problem for them.
yeah.
So they keep changing the goalposts because they want. It's always been the thing where the whole thing behind white supremacists is to make ignorant Caucasian people to feel like they're better than black people, even if they're smart, even if the black person is smarter than them. They feel as if that they're better simply because.
And it's worked, right?
And
They,
it's
they drunk the Kool-Aid.
but this new generation, which I will say, is very much exposed. They still got them out there in the new generation, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them like y'all weird for thinking like this. Like, what's the problem if y'all were so much better? Then why are you trying to change all of this? So I think it's going to phase out eventually. But we got people who grew up doing when it wasn't, they could just go to white only schools. Why the fuck are they running this country? If we had people in their 40s, maybe even 50s, they got a different mindset than people in their 60s and 70s and 80s who are trying to put these things in motion. And then you got their dumbass nepotism, their kids that just follow behind them and don't got a mind of their own. That's who they got doing their bidding.
Well, yeah, most people actually don't have a mind of their own. Most people are. Let's be clear. It's how can I say this? Most let's take politics, right? Mm-hmm. Most people, I think it's like 75% of people are the party that their parents were.
Right. Vote for this. I will say, being younger, they be like, vote for this person because you're not really knowing what's going on. Very much so, because you don't have your own political views and you don't really know what's going on.
Right. And then also 63% of people don't move within 30 miles from their high school when they graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you kind of just do what they do in where you from. They don't really have an original opinion, didn't really think about it. And unfortunately, this is kind of contradictory, right? Sometimes stupid people want to form their own opinion and go against the grain, just for the simple going against the grain. We see a lot of that, especially from the black community. We're like, oh, I want to be Republican because they just told me to be Democrat. And nobody ever explained it to me. Mm-hmm. So, and then if you listen to white people talk, right? Mm-hmm. The white man is very slick. Mm-hmm. Very, very. How can I say this, man? I'm trying not to be too racist.
First of all, black people can't be racist because you have to be oppressive to be racist. You don't oppress anything.
I'm trying not to be too prejudiced, is what I'm saying.
Too problematic or you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings per se.
No, I'm not worried about hurting no feelings, but I just don't want to seem like I have a hatred towards white people when I legit don't.
Yeah, I don't, and that's my thing. Like when I say stuff, I don't hate nobody because I don't care about you enough to hate you. Hate takes too much. It takes too much up out of you. That's why people who hate usually age real bad, like spoiled milk
You mean
and
like Aries
mayonnaise.
Spears and Faison Love? I was thinking about that the
That
other day. I was like, these niggas be them niggas the biggest
so
haters.
it takes so much to hate. It's not good for your body. It's gonna come out some kind of way. That might be why black people don't age as bad. We ain't got a lot of hate in us.
Yeah.
Think about it.
So I'm gonna end with this last part. Showrunner. Do you think that nostalgia might be affecting us? And when I say us, I don't necessarily mean me and you.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think it affects the way we as a society, how we critique new art? Like, for instance,
Give me an
I give
example.
right. So, let's say it's a movie come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll remake the movie in 2026.
Okay. I do saying.
The digital effects are better. The lighting's better. They got bigger name actors than the original that came out in the 90s or 80s,
Mm-hmm.
70s, whatever. But we have such nostalgia that we be like, nah, this ain't better than the original. Nah, it don't make me feel like the original. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So I hear what you're saying. So my question is, not question, but it makes me think about Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. You remember Different World?
Yeah, TV show.
They're redoing it.
Okay.
I feel like we see a lot of people redoing old shows, and is it new art or is just you weren't creative enough to come up with your own storyline? Because hear me out, like there are movies that I still watch from my childhood. The special effects are fucking horrible compared to now, right?
Jurassic Park.
Horrible. However, that's a brand that they've stayed the same course. They're not redoing the old storylines. They're just adding to what they have with the technology, right?
But there's people who say, yeah, these movies aren't as good as the one in the original one. Yeah, not good.
I think that's why they need to leave them alone. I think that's you set yourself up for that when you touch old stuff.
But there's two parts to it, right? It's that old guard that's saying it's not as good as the new one. It's good, not as good as the old one. And then there's these new people who just came on earth.
That's like the Michael Jackson movie. You know, me and my daughter went to go see that recently.
Perfect
right?
example. It's a perfect example.
So, and you know, we grew up to the Jackson 5 American Story, right?
American Stories, right?
Right. I can see the difference in the two, but I feel like while some people are trying to compare the two, I consider the Michael as new art because they focus on him versus the Jackson 5. He talked about like how the family moved.
Right.
So I see the conversations just like if somebody was to try to redo Martin. Leave it alone.
We can't redo Martin without Martin because Martin is what, you know what I'm saying?
But
you try to redo Martin, that'd be a terrible idea.
You get what I'm saying? I don't, but even so, let's say they try to do a redo of Martin and they grown with kids. I don't want to see that shit.
Well, it don't even necessarily, when I make the statement, it's not even necessarily about just the art, right? Mm-hmm. I'll make another example. I mean, just like still some piggybacking off someone else. I'll say an example like Gucci Mane came in the game, right? Mm-hmm. With So Icy, that's what I first heard him, right?
Right.
I thought the nigga couldn't rap worth the fuck.
He can't.
Not worth the fuck down.
Still right? Love Gucci, but he can't.
Fast forward, years later, he rapping. Like, I still don't think he's a great lyricist, but I actually respect the fact that you actually got better at putting words
Right.
together. And you actually
He's
got
improved, but he's also sober.
Right. So, but then I hear his core audience say, this ain't the old Gucci. Man, he
that's
ain't
like
like how
going to
he
hang
used to
around.
be, man.
That's like when you
but he
get
got better.
right, but that's like goddamn kids. Hold on.
I'll keep talking for a second. So, man, you can see it in sports when you know the whole. Yeah, I was about to go.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I hear you.
Let me leave out and come back since the fucking phone.
But yeah, so like I was saying, I liken it to the Michael Jordan, LeBron James conversation, where it's some people where it doesn't matter what LeBron James does, because you have that nostalgia of how great Mike was in the 90s, like, and LeBron just don't make you feel how Mike made you feel.
I think that there's people who don't really want to see you grow, and I think that plays a part into they only going to see you, like, sometimes your high school friends only going to see you as that kid versus your adult friends see you for who you are right now.
Right.
So I think that's kind of like the mindset of the people, because even though it's a remake, like, I can't wait to watch the Different World reboot, because this came out when I was younger. So to see how it changes, because Black kids are still going to HBCUs, and that experience has changed to what it was like back in the day.
It's literally almost 40 years, you gotta think, right? Since that.
Right. So I'm interested to see it, but I also think that you gotta have a neutral mind and not always compare. And I think people are very bad at just being like, this is this, instead of just always comparing it to something else.
Yeah. All right. Well, we did it. It was a good show. Great to have you as always. Till next week.
Less technical difficulties.
Yeah. Damn them technical difficulties, man. See, that's how you know you're doing something good, when the devil try to creep in.
Just gotta keep going.
Gotta keep working through it, man. But appreciate you holding me down. Appreciate you.
No problem. See you next week.
And everybody that support. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.